Now, before we get started, I would really love it if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get the latest content from the YouTube channel, The Last Rewind. And don't be shy about leaving your comments at the bottom of the page because you are the sole reason why this channel will be successful. Thank you.
Wow. Are you just as shocked as I am? Last night, Anthony Davis was traded for Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. I cannot believe it. No one saw this coming. Not any insider, not any insider, no Brian Wardhorse, no Stephen A. Smith. Nobody saw this. Luka didn't see it. And if I believe reports, LeBron didn't see it. They said LeBron was out at dinner when he heard this. And all of a sudden, the trade happens. I haven't heard, Anthony Davis having problems to the point where he just wanted to be traded. I hear little rumors here and there, but nothing solid. I didn't hear anything about Luka. I mean, all I've heard was, he shows up, a little out of shape or a lot out of shape, and they just want him to work on it. Luka Doncic is 25 years old. He hasn't even hit his peak yet. He just went to the NBA Finals last year, and he was exposed for his lack of defense, but he's got time to fix that. And they just got rid of him. They just gave up on him. He was getting ready to more likely sign a max contract. And I just, from all intents and purposes, I thought he was the future. The fans didn't see it. The fans got to be pissed. I know they were behind him now, albeit he has been hurt. I think since December, he hasn't played any games. But I'm trying to think of a trade that has made this many waves and just has come out of nowhere to think that he was going to get traded. I'm stunned. But now going forward, what's going to happen? I know we're going to hear stuff in the next couple months. Something's going to come out of that Dallas camp. I don't think it was a Lakers camp that necessarily, had problems with Anthony Davis. I think it had to come out of Dallas. And I think we're going to start hearing some stuff from, close to the All-Star weekend and a little bit afterwards. We're going to hear some rumblings from the Dallas Mavericks management because ultimately they're the ones, I think, who reached out to LA because there's no other team that had an opportunity to trade for him. None. Nobody. I'm sure Phoenix would have loved to try to get him. New York, somebody else would have. Why didn't they try? That's another thing that confuses me. Why didn't they try to get more pieces for him? Anthony Davis is nice. Don't get me wrong. Anthony Davis is a perennial all-star, one of the best defensive players you can get, and he ain't too bad on offense either. And let me give this man some props. I think out of 47 games, 45 games, he's played 42. So that street clothes moniker that he has earned over the biggest part of his career, this year he has shed it. He is in pretty good shape. He would have not traded. That's my opinion. I don't think I would have traded Luka, not even in the prime of his career. Anthony Davis, I think, is 32. Would not have traded him for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, I know they try to make him the future for the Lakers. LeBron is on the wrong side of 30, going on 40 plus. He may retire in a year or two. I don't know. He may play into his 50. Who knows? But they wanted somebody to succeed LeBron and be the new number one. And maybe Anthony Davis just wasn't in the cards. And why not trade for a younger player, a young dynamic player that could be MVP caliber? He's already MVP caliber guy. I mean, he easily could have won it the last couple years. And maybe this year if he actually played. Which I don't know. It boggles my mind why they traded Luka. Just give up on him. Again, he could be bad on defense. There's a lot of people who are bad on defense and all they got is offense and they don't just give up on him. Now, if he was reverse age and say he was 32 and he wanted a max contract, then I could understand, but it doesn't make any sense. But so far, Luka, when he has played, 28 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting at a 46% clip. Anthony Davis, 25 points per game, 11. Let's just round it up to 12. It's 11.9. Round it up to 12. 3 assists, 2 blocks at a 52% clip. Those are not shabby numbers. So just remember this. Luka, again, just went to the NBA Finals, not the second round, the Western Conference Finals, the NBA Finals. If he had played a little better on defense, had a little bit more help from Kyrie, who knows how the series could have turned out. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Let me see. Let me read this from general manager of the Mavericks, Nico Harrison. Said he defended the move and said, "I believe that defense wins championships." Regarding his motivation to trade Luka for Anthony Davis, I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. That sounds like a diss to me, because if anything, weren't you built to win now with Luka? I would say more so. I would say you just may be missing one piece, and a healthy Luka. Regardless if he didn't play defense, there are ways to mask that with a player that great. Not good, that great on offense. There's a way to mask that. And again, he's 25. Give the kid, I don't call him a kid, give the guy a chance to grow into that under Jason Kidd, or maybe a new coach. But you don't find a Luka Doncic just anywhere. I don't get it. Like I said, I'm not hating on Anthony Davis. He's a great player, but not over Luka. That's the future there. I just don't get it. Well, and Anthony Davis, the good thing for him, he's been griping since he's been there about playing center, and now he gets to. He's been playing center since he's been there almost, and he wanted the Lakers to trade for a center so he can go to his natural position of power forward. Now he'll get his wish. Let's see. I think Daniel Gifford is their starting center for the Mavericks. Averages 12 points, 6 rebounds. Shoots at a 70% clip. That's pretty high. So Anthony Davis will finally get to go back to power forward. So he can be happy about that. Right now, the Mavericks sit in the 8th seed, so I think that's going to pick them up a little bit. I think they'll make the playoffs, But as far as the finals, they can kiss that goodbye. The reason why they were in the 8th seed because Luka hasn't been playing, because he's been hurt. Again, there's always been rumors of him this year not showing up in shape. Not just this year, but years before. And the only defense that I've heard Luka has been playing is defense with somebody trying to take his beer. Again, those are young problems that I think you can work with the right voice. 25 years old. And if he was 30 something, I could get that. It's like, okay, he's not going to change, but whatever. This improves Dallas' defense, no doubt, but now they're going to be lacking on offense severely, where, like I said, I don't think they're going back to the finals. Where does this leave the Lakers? Lakers right now, as of today, are sitting in the 5th seed. All right. What's going to happen now? Well, if Luka ever comes back healthy this year, and I think he's fighting a calf strain, the last time I've heard about him, if he comes back healthy this year, and they'll make the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. Not sure what seed they'll be, but I think this will reinvigorate LeBron, because I think LeBron kind of just plays to the motions now. He's like, whatever happens, I'll score these points. I'll play garbage time to, keep my averages up, whatever. I don't think he's playing with intent anymore. He just kind of plays just because Yeah, he likes the game, but he's not in tuned with the game as he used to be. He's not motivated as he used to be, because his team is not a contender. Are they a contender now? That depends. You would say yes if you have someone as great as Luka, and LeBron, still a great player, good player, somewhere in between that area. Here's the deal, though. LeBron, as good as he is on offense, is not that good on defense. He takes a lot of breaks. And when you take a lot of breaks and you have Anthony Davis to cover your areas, you can live to play 48 minutes, 32 minutes, whatever he's going to play. You let somebody get by you and you got a center like Anthony Davis, he covers a lot of your mistakes. He's gone now. Who's going to cover your mistakes? And if Luka definitely doesn't play defense, there's no one to cover your mistakes now. So now you're going to have to outscore your opponents. And eventually that's going to run thin. When you start going cold from the field and you need defense to hold serve, what are you going to do then? And I don't know how Luka's personality, if Jason Kidd couldn't get him in check, and what is JJ Redick going to do with him? Is he going to be able to get respect from Luka as a rookie head coach? I'm not so sure. If Luka comes back this year and LeBron and him mesh, which I don't think they'll be that. Well, no, I take that back. Luka is somebody who needs the ball in his hand. So is LeBron. I don't know if that's going to mesh or not. I don't know. That might be a recipe for disaster. I don't know how that's going to work. But ultimately, this move is good for the future because, once LeBron finally retires and they can finally get other pieces around him that complements Luka better, then Lakers will be able to compete for the championship to catch back up with the Celtics. Don't see them winning no championship this year, though. So if anybody in Lakerland think is going to change their chances, think again. If anything, I think it hurts them this year, unless they got more trades in the bag. And who knows? Because again, no one saw this trade coming. No one. So maybe Jenny Buss has another trick up her sleeve where she can get a defensive stalwart or some other pieces in there that can make them contenders. I don't know. I'm not going to doubt them anymore because I didn't think anybody was going to come to LA. But then again, Luka wasn't trying to come to LA because he didn't ask for a trade for it, as far as I know. But stay tuned because I think, like I said, there's going to be more stories of how disgruntled Luka was with management or with the coach or with the players. Because something soured against him. You don't go from the NBA Finals to all of a sudden, I want to trade my franchise star. Let me know what you think in the comments. This has been The Last Rewind. I will check you out on the next show. Peace.